To my black people, okay, what is your favorite emotional reparation or mental reparation? I'm a petty bitch and I love to see white people squirm, so I will gladly go first. I love when the fake ally does something cool and they're waiting for the invite to the cookout, but they never get it. Or even better, when they get the invite from their token black, who's like, and we revoke it right back because we got the black privileges to do that, and we're like, nah, we're taking the invite right back, homie. I also love when a white person goes to see like a historical film or show that has a whole bunch of black trauma, and even though I don't like black trauma being capitalized off of, I love when white people are afraid to look me in the eyes after. Yeah, feel the shame and guilt, don't look at me, don't look me in the eyes. This next one might be my favorite. I love gaslighting people into thinking they did something anti-black or racist. And they could have done something mad simple, right? Like I say, hey, do you wanna watch a show? And they're like, actually, can we watch something else? And then I go, did you just call me a slur? And they're like, oh my God, no, I didn't. And then I'm like, that was really anti-black. And they're like, oh my God, stop, no, it wasn't. And then I go, no, let's really get into it. Do you care about the desires and wants of black people? Like, why did you deny what
Nah, because I had the dog park version. You ready for this? So I have a Belgian Malinois, and she's all black with a white tummy and paws, right? Most people see my dog like, oh my God, look at her ears. She's so precious. Oh, but not today. Yesterday, technically. We go to this dog park all the freaking time, man. All the time. Look at that pretty girl. And I don't know, maybe she was new. But this white lady says to me, oh my God, your dog, she looks so scary. Now, you know I couldn't miss an opportunity to be ignorant. So I said to her, why? It's because she's black? She hit me with a... And I'm like, instant reparation.
I live in a predominantly Caucasian area. If I go to any neighbor, left, right, above, under me, they are Caucasian, and I work with nothing but Caucasians. But one thing that I really love to do is I like to express how much I do not care about them saying the N-word. I don't mind that you say the N-word, and 9 times out of 10 I use the hard ER. The hard ER. And then once I catch them saying that shit, I report them to HR. You're gonna use an ER, you're gonna get HR.
My favorite thing to do is to make white people describe black people. So for example, let's say we're at a job and you're like, oh, go find Nicole. I know who Nicole is, but I want to have you describe her to me and say, who's Nicole? Can you describe her for me? I'm gonna act dumb as shit, like I really don't know who she is until you just say she's black. So far, the funniest shit I've ever heard, the girls told me, the girl got blonde hair, but not like a white person kind of way. It's like the opposite of white. Who?
I don't think I've been asked a more perfect question. So, all right, boom. I don't offer any comfortability. So when they walk past me and they do this little, to see if I'm gonna do it back, to see if I'm one of the safe Negroes, I just stare angrily and I keep it pushing. I want them to be nervous and scared when they walk past me. I don't allow them any relatability. For example, I used to have this white coworker who always used to come to work like, hey, did you listen to that Little Baby album? Hey, have you heard that new Future? Nah. Do you even listen to rap? Nah. I'm not gonna allow you to try to relate with me by appropriating my culture, being a culture vulture, and stereotyping me. Anytime they mention a holiday, I try to make it as uncomfortable as possible. Hey, Kareem, what are you doing for Christmas break? Well, I don't celebrate Christmas, I'm Muslim. Hey, what are you doing for July 4th weekend? Well, I don't celebrate July 4th weekend because it doesn't commemorate when my people are free. Last but not least, I don't allow them to move forward in any conversation unless they get my name right and any other black people names that they mention correct. And I absolutely love it.
I haven't gotten out the way or said excuse me in well over 3 years. And what usually happens is that they get out the way and they say excuse me now. It's been absolutely beautiful.
I haven't. Okay, so when white people make like comments that they think are like black, or they'll be like, this is so ghetto. My favorite thing is looking at them being like, oh, I've never done that before. Like when they try to say like this really black stereotypical name like Shaniqua or something, I'd be like, I've actually never met someone with that name before. I know a Shauna. This lady at my job the other day came in, it was raining. She walked in, she was like, can I get a plastic bag, please? And I was like, oh, sure, yeah. She was like, it's about to get ghetto. I'm about to put it on my hair. And I was like, oh, I've actually never tried that before. Does it work? And her face, she was like,
Second one, I just unlocked since I became a single woman homeowner. There is nothing that feels as good as sitting on my bench and watching someone who lacks melanin mow my grass. My new favorite pastime is checking the weather and scheduling my lawn service when it is triple digits and making sure to come outside and sit on this bench with an ice cold limoncello LaCroix and watch it go down. You missed a spot. I'd offer you something to drink, but I don't want to.
I'm actually really glad this came up because I'm real petty and I do something that's pretty stupid. I play dumb, okay? So whenever an 8.5 by 11 person asks me something that they know for sure I'm gonna know what it is because I'm black, act like I don't know. Prime example, one time the CEO of my company asked me if I liked Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I said, who's that? And he was like, you know Earth, Wind, and Fire. I said, I don't know who that is. And he was like, yes, you do. They sing da-dee-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Not that good, but I was like, no, I have no idea what that is. He pulls it up on YouTube. We're late to a meeting because he's like, no, you know who this is. And I'm like, I've never seen them before. They look like a cute band. And he's like, you know Earth, Wind, and Fire. At this point, veins are popping out of his head. He's stressed, he's sweating, he's mad. And he asked me one last time. He goes, you've never? And I said, I just don't know this man.
Oh, sweetheart, I have been waiting for this prompt. I stopped moving for white people. Let people know what I'm talking about, especially with white men. If we are walking somewhere in public, if just anywhere in public at all, white people really think that they're so entitled to the world that they don't ever have to move to give other people space. Like if we're on a sidewalk, right, and we're walking, two people walking towards each other, it's crowded, one of us is going to have to move. White people, especially white men, will not move. And guess what, baby? Two can play that game. And it's something as black people, as people of color who deal with this, that we're just kind of subconsciously used to just allowing them to do that. So we always move. We always say, excuse me. We always step out of the way and let them do whatever they want. No, baby. And this is something I've been doing probably for about 5-6 years now, since I consciously realized why people do it. The look of anger and disbelief on white people's face when you do not move for them.
Moving out of the way is my favorite. I was in the airport earlier this month, and this guy, there was a lot of people actually, they were coming towards me. I was not moving. They had to, There's one older guy, he almost lost his whole shoulder because he thought I was gonna move. Oh my God, it felt so good. I was just like, I'm gonna go have a drink now. It was great.
One thing about white people is that they don't see black people as real people when we're walking around on the street. So what I like doing is that when I see that a white person is walking in the exact same direction that they see me walking in and they are unwilling to move away, I always make sure that I keep walking in my direction and they will bump into me and say sorry. Because I'm not gonna move for you. You saw me walking this way and you came this way and expect me to shift.
So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they have this thing where they always expect us to move for them. I will not. We will bump into each other on the sidewalk because I'm not moving over. You move over or we're colliding. Or if they need to get by you, or you're in a store and they need something off a shelf you're standing in front of, they just loom over you like you're supposed to automatically move because you see them or maybe apologize for being in their way. Absolutely not. I was here first. Maybe if you say excuse me, I'll move, but I'm not going to automatically just give up the physical space I was already occupying because you came around. No, you have to wait. I'll stand here longer than necessary to make this as awkward as possible.
I thoroughly enjoy not laughing. I don't care if the joke is funny. I don't care if they'll come and say some real stupid shit sometimes, and it'll be like, are you working hard or are you hardly working? You thought you ate that shit? So I just stare at them. I just stare real hard, and then they walk away and leave me alone, and I just chuckle to myself in my office
Wearing my Kamara out in public and actually seeing how actively fake a lot of them are. Not initiating handshakes, keeping conversations as short as possible. Basically doing whatever I want. Having the energy that says if you say something to me offensive, I'll basically fucking sue you. It's great, I love it.
Oh, I have a few. But my absolute favorite is to very casually sprinkle a little bit of systemic racism into the conversation. 2 examples. I was late for work one day, and one of my employees asked me why was I late for work. Even though I didn't owe him an explanation, I worked in a supervisory role, so I told him I had a doctor's appointment and it took me about 30 minutes to get there. He said, "Why is your doctor so far away? You can find a doctor closer to you?" I said, "Oh, the CDC has proven on many occasions that Black people don't get adequate health care in the medical field due to racial bias, so I prefer to look for a Black doctor." He didn't say nothing to me for like 2 hours. The other time I was at a party and there was another young lady that was there that had the same last name as me. So somebody said, "Oh my God, your last names are the same. Are you related?" I said, "No, our ancestors were probably just owned by the same people."